Alright folks, this is Ani-Mayhem. Alright, and this is a very fun game. This is a game that I enjoy quite a bit, so we're going to go through it. Alright, now to set up, it can be a little bit tedious if you don't know what you're doing. So what you're going to have is you're going to have 4 starting characters. So, we're going to do a playthrough. You have the game here, Goku, Armitage, Karai, and Dr. Tofu. Alright, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to go through it. Alright. Alright, so those who are new to the game, you're going to have your 4 starting characters. You're just going to set those aside. What I like to do first is go ahead and take my combat cards, these dual-sided cards that are red. I'll go ahead and shuffle those up. These are your combat cards, and these are going to be the cards that you use on one end here. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and shuffle this. All right. All right, so shuffling, that's going to go here, off to the side. This is going to be my combat cards. All right, now, you also want to pull out your initial cards here for the power pack. No, I'm sorry, your draw deck. I have 30 cards right here. All right, so I'm going to shuffle these. So, give it a quick shuffle. I'm going to shuffle these really good. All right, so I'm going to give it a couple more, just because I like to shuffle these and make sure that they're good. All right. Alrighty. Alright, so I've done that. You get your draw deck, shuffle it. Now the draw deck is going to consist of all your power cards and any additional characters that you have. Again, I have 4 starting characters, and that's so they are not going to be they will not be shuffled into the draw deck. They're set aside to be starting immediately. And this one, this Super Saiyan Goku, which is a hollow foil, so it's harder to see. But the Super Saiyan Goku is a special type of character card that actually is set outside of play. So it's just, I'm going to put it aside here, set it aside. But that will not come into play until later. So that's out of play, not used. But anyway, so you have your additional characters and power cards, shuffle the draw deck, and then you draw 7 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. So there you got the 7 cards. Now, I look at my hand. I like what I've got so far. That's good. I have Royal Librarian, which is really good. So Royal Librarian. I've got a Reload. Angel of Mercy, which is really good. Aquajima Missile. An Over the Edge. And 2 combat trainings. You can't really see it well. Let's try that. There we go. 2 combat trainings. Okay. So that's my beginning hand. It's a good hand. I like it. So now that you have your beginning hand, and you have your draw deck, you're going to take the draw deck and actually put it to the side. So I'm going to put it to the side here. And that way I have my 2 cards here. There's my draw deck for right now. All right, so here are my starting cards. All right, so now you're going to take your locations. You're going to put those up. Now, there is a difference with a solo play versus one-on-one or with other players. Normally, with other players, when you're putting out the cards, you're going to go ahead and it's still going to be random, but you also are going to be putting these out in some kind of what looks like roughly a diamond square helix kind of shape. It's interesting. It's basically a boxed shape, but you're going to normally put them out where you or your opponent will put out a location, and then whoever's turn it is to put a card out will put it next to wherever they want, next to the other site. So for example, if my opponent put this out as a location and we started, then on my turn, I could either take my Haven and put it like this, any of these locations here, or I could take one of my other locations that's not the Haven and put it there. And it would, let's do this for example. Let's say we both put locations out. It would very easily could end up looking like something like this when you're done. The game board looks something like this when everyone's done putting out the locations. And that's great when you're playing your opponent. If you're doing a solo game, then I prefer the alternative, which is just a straight line method. So what I mean by that is, if you're doing a solo game, which it does, point out, you're gonna go ahead and just right away put my Haven here. I have my characters there. Starting location. And then I'm going to put out my actual locations. And they're going to go in a straight line method. So, straight line method means like this. 1, 2, 3, like that. And there you go. And you are all set, literally, with the game. Sorry, with the game board, I should say. Actually, I'm going to move these down here because you do want the Haven actually to be. I'm going to move things around. Okay, there we go. So let's do it this way. Let's make it a little bit more usable this way. All right, so on the straight line method, you just put the locations like this in a straight line, left to right, and then you just put the Haven under your rightmost location, like that. And that's what the usual is for those kind of situations. And then your characters, actually put a little bit lower so they can travel without a problem. But just put them under the Haven and you're good to go. Now, what I'm going to do so you shuffle, draw the 7 cards, shuffle the combat pile, put those face down, You put out your locations, your haven, put the starting characters there. Then you're going to go ahead and get your items, which is what you're going to use to try and win the game with. So, I'm going to take the items, randomly mix them up, shuffle them up, and okay, so you put one, I'm going to put in my one item there, one item there. So, putting in one item here, one item there, one item here, one item there, one item here, one item there. Okay. So, there are all my items. Now the other items, they're just going to go out of play because I'm not using them. But I do not look at them. I have to make sure that everything is, everything here going under the sites are unknown, so I can't look at those that I didn't use. Then we next have, again, the dilemmas. So, I'm going to give the dilemmas a nice quick shuffle here. Just got to check this out. Alrighty. Alright. Alright. So. Almost done. Okay, there we go. So I'm then going to go ahead and put two disasters under each of these locations. And this will serve as the obstacles I have to overcome to get the items. So there's two, under each one, like so. And got those two and those two. All right, so now my board is set up. I now have a ready board to play the game. All righty, so what I'm going to do now is take the dilemmas here that we're not under. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle these into my draw deck. So, so the disasters that don't end up going under the disasters that don't end up going under the locations, you shuffle into your draw deck. Again, you're not looking at the draw deck or what's in there. This is all kept face down to be a surprise when you encounter. All right, we are about ready to go. So as you can tell, it takes just a smidgen of time. It's not bad. It's not, horrible. This can be done fairly quickly if you know what you're doing. So there we go. All right, so that is done. So there's my draw deck. And actually, I'm going to put my combat pile over here as well. Let's do it this way. Okay, so, and actually, just so there's a little more space, I'm going to put these up here a little bit higher. All right, so we are ready to go. And we are ready to start. All right, so, there we go. I have my hand and ready to start a game. Now, I usually keep some kind of counters because sometimes you have things that are effective for so many turns, things like that. So, I have my counters right here. I'll just put them above. so I know to get rid of those if I need to. All right, so let's start. All right, now the first thing you and your opponent, but in case of this is a solitary game, so it's just going to be me, but if it's with your opponent, they would be able to do it too. But on every turn, both players get to do the discard and draw step. So I look at my hand, I like everything I've got, so I don't want to discard. But even if that's beside the point on the first turn. On the first turn of the game, you skip the discard and draw step. So on your first turn, you have to go with what you've got. But I like what I got. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a flash card. Yes. So I'm going to play Royal Librarian. What that allows me to do with that card, again, allows me, there we go. Yeah, it allows me to go through and pull out one card, put in my hand, and take two other cards and put them on top of the draw deck. So it allows me to pull cards that I want. And then when I'm done, this goes removed from the game. So I'll throw that over here. I'm going to pull out the cards that I want. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to pull out what do I want? Oh, I'm going to pull out breaking and entering. And then I'm also going to put I'm going to also put this here and that. All right, so those are my three cards: breaking, entering, assisted flight, and then Shenlong. All right, Shenlong allows me to have a lot of different options, but usually that means pull out a card that I want from my draw deck and play it immediately. Assisted flight, give a character flight for 3 turns. And then breaking and entering, that will allow me to scavenge any location with only one of the required skills. So that allows me to bypass a lot of difficulty that would normally be the case. So I am going to alrighty. So, got it. Alright, so I finished shuffling and put that there. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put the breaking and entering into my hand. And then I'm going to put on Shenlong and assisted flight on the top of my draw deck. Okay. So I am then going to go ahead and play. I'm going to put these cards up here. No, actually, it's going to make it. I'll just put that here. Okay, breaking and entering. I'm going to play that. All right. Then I'm going to play Aquajima Missiles. And I'm going to play that onto Armitage, since she is an android. And so she can do that. So we're going to play Aquajima Missiles onto Armitage. And that would be it. 1, 2, 3. All right, so that was my hand. Now, again, every turn you can play 1 personnel, 1 global, 1 enhancement, and then any number of flash effects that you want. This breaking and entering is a global. I played an enhancement, the Aquajima Missiles. There we go, Aquajima Missiles. And you saw me play the Royal Librarian. Whoops. Okay. So, I like what I have, but I'm not quite confident enough to go scavenge yet. So, I'm going to go ahead and draw up to my hand size, go to my next turn. So, because it's turn 2, I can discard and draw. I have nothing I want to discard, so I'm just going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5, so I draw 2 more cards. And what do you know? Those are the 2 cards I put on top of my draw deck. So as you can see, I sort of stacked the deck in my favor with that Royal Librarian card, which is part of the reason why that card is so nice. All right, so on my turn, I'm going to go ahead and play Combat Training. All my characters get +1 attack, +1 defense. And I think now I'm ready to try and go ahead and scavenge. So I'm going to go ahead and Karai has on her text says that she has any skill as 1 skill. So in addition to her marksman, hunter, and streetwise, I can choose any other skill. So I'm going to go ahead and choose magic. I'm going to use magic as her other any skill. And then these characters are going to come out and we're going to move them. Now, they're only as fast as the slowest person in their party. So this group of characters called a party. We have a 3 attack move, we have a 3 attack move, 3, 2, and 3. So since Dr. Tofu has 2 attack, he's going to go ahead and move. And he's going to slow the group down to 2. Now, it does take 1 movement to go from the haven to a site, to a location, and vice versa. So 1 will put us here. Oh, that's not good. Oh, never mind, they can't go out yet. My bad. Never mind, they're not going to be able to leave yet. So 1, 2, 5, 6. All right, so I have 6 cards. I'm going to end my turn, draw another card. And this is Who Sows the Wind. So that's another really good flash effect. So I'm going to just keep that. I'm going to play another Combat Training. And then say Magic again. Now I'm going to go out. Now we're going to go ahead and try. Okay. Now whenever you land on a location here that has an attack value, it's going to attack the characters, every character in that party. So Goku has a 5 defense, but he has +2 because I have 2 combat trainings out, so it's going to be a 7 defense, so he does not take any damage. It reduces his defense to 0, but then he's got 5 health, so takes no damage. Armitage is a 6 defense, so she would take 1 damage, but she's got 4 health, so she does not go. Dr. Tofu has a 3 health. He has 5 defense. That means he would take 2 damage. He goes down to 1 health. He's got 1 left, so he's not KO'd. And same with Karai. So we're okay. So we're going to go there because they have to move there, and then they're going to use other point to move here. All right. So that's what I'm going to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and draw for a new turn, and I got broken back. So that I'm going to go ahead and keep here because that's cool. All right. So I'm going to move here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, 7 cards in my hand. That means that I do not have to. Means I don't have to draw anything to when I go to my new turn. So I'm just going to go ahead and go to my new turn, and then we're going to move here. All right, so it requires climbing, acrobatics, or flying, and Goku has flying, so we can do it. So we're going to scavenge. All right, we're going to see what's under here, and hopefully we'll be able to survive it. All right, so the first one is Garlic Jr. So Garlic Jr. is someone we're going to have to fight. Since there is no one with an item, it's going to be random out of all 4 who's going to attack. So I usually just roll a dice 6 and re-roll on a 5 or 6. So I'm going to roll. It looks like 3, so he's attacking Karai. And we're going to draw combat cards now for both the attacking, and it's done in this order, for the attacking dilemma, and then for the attacked character. So the attacking dilemma gets a leg sweep, divide your opponent's defense by 2, so it's going to reduce Karai's defense by, divide your defense by 2. So it's going to cause Karai's defense, which is currently a 5, to divide by 2, which would be a 2.5 round up, so 3. So it's going to make Karai's defense a 3. And then Karai gets a panic, which further reduces it by -3. So Karai has like no defense. So she's going to hurt, taking 5 damage. It's going to bonk her, knock her out, normally. However, because I have Dr. Tofu, which is a really awesome card. Where is Dr. Tofu? Because I have Dr. Tofu, you can see Dr. Tofu says, while with a group, no characters can be bonked or killed. So it doesn't matter how low their health gets, as long as it's not Dr. Tofu being hit, then any other character will always survive combat, no matter what if it's based off health-wise, because they will never be bonked or killed. So Karai is safe. Now we can go ahead and add up our counterattack. We get no bonuses because this all modified Karai's defense to being lousy. So yeah, we're not going to worry about that. So we just look at our attack values. Now, everyone again has a +2 attack because of the 2 combat trainings. So we're going to add it up. So that's 6, 7, 8. So that's 8. And then 4 + 2 is 6. So that's 8 + 6 so far, which is 14, which is already the 5 over the 5. So the combat disaster is defeated. We discard this. We discard the combat disaster because it's defeated. And then we also discard here these combat cards. All right, so go on to the next one. All right. Next one is Vegeta. Vegeta's much harder. All right. So again, we determine who he's going after. We roll the die. He's going after Karai again. But again, because of Tofu, Karai will not be able to be killed or bonked, period. So he's safe, but we still have to draw for the combat. So Vegeta gets a pummel, which, good thing we have Dr. Tofu, otherwise Karai would be dead. And then Karai gets toss, which gives her a +2 attack and +2 defense. So Goku would be doing 8 attack, +4, +1 for every point of energy because of pummel. And Vegeta has a 5 energy. So that would be 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17. So he does a 17 attack on Karai. Now Karai, luckily, is a, not counting Dr. Tofu's automatic save. Karai is a 5/7 defense, so she would take 10 damage, which would kill her if we didn't have Dr. Tofu. But again, Dr. Tofu prevents bonking or killing of other characters in the party, so she's fine. We add up our attack, and again, our attack is +2 for everyone, +4 for Karai in this case because it's 2 and 2. So we add up again, that's 8, and that's 6, so that's again 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 versus 9 defense. Yeah, that means that the Vegeta is defeated. These get discarded here. And we go on to the next one. We went through those both, so now we do have the item. And so the one that's going to have that is Karai, since she was in the party that we got it from. So Karai is going to have that. Now she can carry it, but she can't use it because she doesn't have the required skill yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, at this point, play Shenlong, which will allow me to go ahead and grab any one card and play it immediately from my draw deck. So I'm going to pull out Fatora Disguise, and that will give the royalty skill to Karai, which is what's required to be able to use the game text of that item, to use the game text. So I pull that out. Now, as a result of using Shenlong, I am not allowed to, I am unable to scavenge next turn because I use Shenlong. So that's the one drawback to that card. Usually you just want to use it when you definitely need something. The reason I want to be able to actually use the item and not just hold it for victory purposes is because that will allow Karai to have +2 attack and hold additional power gems, which will give her additional energy, which in turn will allow her to be more effective on cards such as Pummel that utilize energy. So I want her to be able to use that. So that's why I did that. So I discard that. Karai now gets the Fatora Disguise, which gives her royalty. So now that we have that royalty requirement met to actually use the item, not just carry it, she gets +2 attack and can hold up to 3 power gems, which again are what boost her energy. So there we go. So now, because of the staff and the combat trainings, Karai now is a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 attack, and that's a base. So Karai now has 7 attack, which is really good for an attack. She's got more attack. No, she's 1 less attack than Goku right now. So that was a good scavenge. We're good. We got that. Now that's what you do at the end of your turn. So that automatically ends my turn because that's what you do at the last of it. So I am going to go ahead and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6 cards. End of my turn, draw a card, and this is Power Push. So I will go ahead and put that there. All right, so I just need 3 more items and I win the game. That's all I need, 3 more items. All right, so now it's a new turn. I'm going to keep Karai's any skill, additional any skill. I'm going to keep that as magic right now. Now, because of power breaking and entering, this Dennett Shell Dome that normally requires Genius, Tech, as you can see there, sorry, it normally requires Genius, Tech, and Computer, or Police Time 2 and Investigation. Because of all that, that would normally be hard. But with the breaking and entry, I'm able to go in with purely Investigation. That's it. That's all I need because of the breaking and entering. And Investigation, actually even Police by itself, but Armitage has both, either Police or Investigation. So because I've got the Investigation, or that one Police needed because of breaking and entering, I can do it. So, but I can't scavenge this turn because I played Shenlong. But I will move into place, so I will move over here, so that when it does come my next turn, I can scavenge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I already have 7 cards, so that's it. I'm not going to do anything, just go to the new turn. And I will go ahead and scavenge with Investigation. All right, buddies, let's see what's coming up. All right, I got Power Push. Move all characters 1 location to the right. So I've got to move everyone. I don't have any way to stop that. So that's going to move me all my characters over here, and I have to end my turn. But again, 7 cards. I have all 7. So I do not need to, yep, I have all 7, so I don't need to worry. All right, so I'm going to move over here, and she still has magic, and we're going to go ahead and scavenge again. And we have Toma. Now, Toma does have charm, so we're going to have 1 round of charm combat. Now, unlike popular belief, you do have to do charm combat. It's not something you just don't do. It is a part of combat in this game. But you only do 1 round of it. And also it differs on solitaire play versus playing with another player. All charm combat does in solo play is prevent a character from attacking a dilemma. That's all it does. So it's not a big deal in solo play. Charm combat doesn't do much. If it's I mean, it could do something. But in terms of scope, and in terms of what it can do, you can see a bunch of really cool effects in player versus player mode. So because we're not doing that, it's not going to be very, it's not going to be hurtful. Okay, so we're going to roll to see who they charm attack. It looks like he's going to charm attack Armitage. So let me get Armitage out of the way, right over here. And Armitage is a 1 attack. So we draw the combat card and the combat card. So that adds 2 to Toma's charm, making him a 5. This subtracts 2 from opponents, so he's back down to a 3, but 3 is still higher than 1, which Armitage's charm is 1. So because of that, Armitage can't attack Toma this turn, this round, which kind of sucks because Armitage is really good at combat. But we'll do okay. It's still okay. We can still have a chance of taking. We can still take the person out without needing to worry, I think. So everyone else, they can attack Toma, just Armitage cannot. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is we're going to do another set of cards, and we're going to determine who he's physically attacking. Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, I'm sorry. If charm combat's always random in this scenario, if it's physical combat, they will always attack randomly whoever has an item. So since Karai is the only one with an item, that means Toma is going to attack Karai. So we draw the card for Toma, and we draw the card for Karai. So Toma gets leg sweep, which will divide in half her defense, and then I get toss, which adds 2 attack and 2 defense. So Toma's defense is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Reduce that in half, makes it 3.5, round up is 4. So her attack of 5 versus 4 is 1 damage. Now Toma's effect says double the damage that she does, that he does, I'm sorry. And that means that he does 2 damage, 2 damage to Karai. Karai's health is 3. So Karai is fine, didn't need Dr. Tofu, and we counter at our counterattack. That's 6 plus 2, that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So I got 20 attacks. So that will definitely take out Toma. Alrighty, so Toma is taken care of. So we have Toma gone. Okay, now we are going to keep going, and we have Signpost. That prevents any card from moving my group to another location. So we're going to go ahead and give this one to Armitage. So Armitage will be carrying this item. So now there are 2 different possible targets that can be attacked by a disaster. Now it's Karai and Armitage. They can be attacked. But that ends the turn. So I have still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards. So we're fine. All right. So we're going to go ahead and move now. And I think that what we're going to do is move the 2 over here. And we're just going to keep the magic and end the turn. Again, don't draw any because I don't need to. I'm going to move over here and turn, and then go over here with magic on my new turn as the skill. And we're going to go for it. All right. So we're going under the pendulum training room. All right, so let's look at the first. All right, Dobermans. We are fighting the Dobermans now. All right, Dobermans. We are going to go ahead and. All right, Dobermans. We're going to fight them. Draw a card for the Dobermans. They get pummel. And the card, we got to roll. We'll say since there's die 6 and 2 people with items, we're going to do odds are going to be Armitage, evens are going to be Karai. And it's odds, so it's Armitage that's being attacked. So this is for Dobermans. There are 5, 8, and this adds +4 to their attack and +1 for every energy. They don't have an energy stat, so it's just going to be a +4, so that makes them a 9 attack. And then this one on Armitage is Panic, so it's going to reduce her defense by 3. So her 6 defense is going to be 3 defense. So that means that she would take that means she would take 6 damage. She's got 4 health with 4 health, and 4 defense. So knocks down to taking 6 damage, and she's got 4 health. I'm sorry, she had 3 defense, taking 6 damage from the 9 attack. I'm sorry, and then the 6 damage knocks her health down to a -2, which which doesn't do anything to her normally. Normally that would knock her out, but because of her own game effect, Dr. Tofu, she's fine. So our counterattack, let me count that up, is going to be, again, 8. Let's do 8, 4, 5, 6, so that's 8, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So I got 26 to counterattack. So that beats 8. So that means that we take out the Dobermans. And the Dobermans are now gone. We're going to go ahead and keep going because we got rid of those guys. Now, this card would normally knock us over to the right, because it's forceful impact. It says move all characters 1 location to the right. But because I just got Signpost, the mountain signpost, it is nullified. It doesn't do anything to me because it says cancels any card that moves your location, your group, to another location. So because of the item I just got, forceful impact is going to be negated. So we actually are not stopped, and we get to keep on going with our scavenging, which what that gets us is now Cynthia. And actually Cynthia will also be carried by Armitage as well, since Armitage is so good at that. All right, so we did get through that. Now, this has a game effect, the Pendulum Training Room. I now go through and pull out a Combat Disaster, and then I'm going to end up fighting the Combat Disaster to get a permanent +1/+1 attack and defense to all my characters for the rest of the game. So, I'm going to see who we pull out. And it looks like it's going to be Vegeta. So we go for another round with Vegeta. Same thing, Vegeta is going to get Stomp. Now these are empty, so I'm going to reshuffle. Since my combat pile ran out, I'm going to reshuffle this. draw, and okay. So everybody's attacking, which it's odd, so it's going to be Armitage again. Make sure. Can you see that? Yeah, okay. Armitage. So Armitage is down to a 3 defense again. And Vegeta's 8 attack, plus 3 from the combat, from the stomp. So that makes him, Vegeta now is going to be an 11. 11 minus 3, that gives us 8 damage. That would normally, let's see, no, that would still not knock out, that would still normally not knock out Armitage, but she does have an effect that reduces her attack to 2 when she takes 8 damage, which she did. So, her attack is only 4 rather than 6. But I think we're going to still have enough. So, again, that's going to be 12 rather than 14. That's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, yeah, sorry, 16, 17, and then this, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, okay, so we still have 24, which means 24 minus 9, yeah, that's over 18. So we still take out Vegeta, discard those, Vegeta is gone. Alright, Vegeta is gone. And that means all my characters, in addition to getting the item, have a +1/+1 for the rest of the game. So now all my characters are +3/+3 to all their stats for the combat and defense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I still have 7 cards, so I don't need to draw any, unless I really want to discard something. Why not? I don't think I'll need to use a reload, so actually that will allow me to draw a card at the beginning of the turn. And that is Wrath of the Eye of God. Okay, so it's still good stuff. Alrighty, so I'm going to say magic still for Karai's additional skill. No, actually I'm not going to say yeah, I am actually. Alright, so I'm going to move over here. Okay, there we go. So, getting there. Alrighty. Alright, so go there for the turn. I don't want to discard anything, so end my turn, but go to the new turn. Don't draw anything. We're going to go here. We're going to say magic still. Alright, now, this site has an attack and defense stat, which means that I don't have to have the skills here, period. I can just have a high enough attack value and I can then scavenge the location. I have, Goku by himself has 8, so I definitely from the group have enough. So we're going to scavenge Dr. Wheelo's Fortress. So let's go for it. Alright, this requires investigation to continue. I do have that because Armitage has investigation. So we get through that, go to the next one, DJ Battle Mover, and that is going to require some combat, but that's fine. We're going to be able to kick butt, I'm sure. Alright, so we're going to see that's 3, so he's going to attack Armitage. And he's going to draw Pummel, and Armitage draws Leg Sweep. So DJ Battle Mover has 6+4 attack, but no energy stats on him. So that means just a 10 attack. Armitage's defense is 4, 5, 6, 7. So that would only be 3 damage, so she's fine. And the GGA Battle Movers 6 defense is halved because of leg sweep. Sorry, because of leg sweep. So that's going to go ahead and drop it to a 3. So going with 8 by itself, yeah, we definitely have enough. So that means the DJ Battle Mover is going to be gone. And we get the last item, which is the Sexroid Data Desk, which again, we would give that to Armitage to carry. And that's the end of the thing, end of the turn. I think that we win. I think we got it because we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's all 4 artifacts, my friends. We did it. Won the game. Because you needed 4 out of 7. And so that's it. I hope that gives you a sense of game flow and gameplay, how you play the game. You know, I can do another video covering more of the minute details of the game itself. But I hope that gives you an idea of how it works and how it flows. This is a fun game. It's incredibly fun. I love it to death. Just hours of fun. And again, the beauty of this is I didn't need someone else, unlike the Overpower or Star Trek or Magic or those other games that I might play. This one, I can play a legitimate, built-for solo game and do it legitimately. So I won solo game. So again, thanks for tuning into the channel. Appreciate your viewing, and please let me know in the comments below if there's a question you had on the gameplay or on what happened. Let me know. But thanks a lot, and we'll see you later.